So the last video, which is the very first video in this channel, I just went with the flow. I wanted to talk about faith. I wanted to begin with faith, but then this information just came on me and I thought, okay, I would just speak about it, and it was perfect. Um, I think I should give an introduction on what this channel is going to be. Um, so why I started this channel, why did I want to talk here? It is because um, there is a certain thing that has been bugging me a lot lately, or to say lately is even inaccurate. I have been having this bugging thing going on like forever. The thing is, because because of the existence of multitude of platforms where one can speak their thoughts freely, I think we are inundated with a lot of negative information, which gives us a sensation of um, all things negative. You feel the negative emotions like fear, anxiety, and then you are so afraid about the next moment because of this free information, which predominantly targets on um, bringing sensationalizing news. So you ponder on that. It's basically like you're soaking up all this information and then you are thinking about your life from that. And I think this is overwhelming. And I'm one of those people who have also felt, this overwhelm. But I think it's time that we also contribute something positive to counteract that effect of fear and negative sensation that people feel from consuming all this sensationalizing, dramatizing news. Um, ugh, just you just open any platform, and then in any internet platform, let's just say YouTube, and then you see things, negative things that has a lot of views, because it's kind of an entertainment, but not in the good way. You get nothing out of it. You just watch it, and then you expect the worst from life after watching it. You can call them facts. Some Oh, about that, not all of it is facts, because you're allowed to speak freely. Most of it is also just guesswork. People, most of these thumbnails have the titles with a question mark behind them because nobody knows the exact thing. And so they are like, okay, this may have happened. They are just trying to predict and trying to give you a content where you can pass time watching things which do not give you anything. Basically, you just end up feeling more and more negative. I am one of those people who also felt this overwhelm from this negative sensation of watching all this content. And I thought, okay, should I just stop with complaining about them, or should I do something to counteract that? And I thought, I'm good at cheering people up, I'm good at helping people have more faith. So why not talk about faith? So this channel was born. So I wanted to talk more about faith in this channel, and that's what I'm going to do. Um, so, what do I want to talk about it? So, I will begin with talking about the kinds of faith. You can actually have two kinds of faith. One is the human kind of faith, and the other is godly kind of faith. And I think the godly kind of faith is a sensitive thing that not a lot of people want to touch um, because of your inclination to religion, of what you think about um, this other world of gods. So, yeah, so the human kind of faith is something that you build based on, let's say, statistics. So, if there is something that you have seen to be successful for the past 10 years, then you don't bat an eyelid. You think that that's a successful thing. It can be a company, it can be anything, it can be an organization, it can be anything. But then there is this other thing, other faith, which does not have a statistic to back it up. but then it can happen. So I will take Wright brothers as an example. The people who invented or who discovered airplanes, who launched. I don't know what exactly they did. Did they launch it? But they had something to do with flights. So they did not have any proof. They did not have much proof to back their desire. They wanted to have these planes flying in the air one day, but they did not have any kind of a proof. But then they went ahead. So they tried, they experimented, and then they made it. And that's the God kind of faith, I would say. Because, so when I say God, just, I don't want everyone to think about um, the traditional God, where you are part of a religion, you go through some rituals, and then you are, that's that. It's like a formation of a community. That's not the kind of God that I'm talking about. The God that I'm talking about is a God that you can experience, something that's utterly and totally positive, good, something that gives you good dreams, something that gives you positive desires of accomplishing something, something that is beside you, guiding you, this wisdom and clarity. That's what I call God. It's up to you to go and worship this God in a place or not, or don't be part of any community that collectively worships this God. It doesn't matter as long as you recognize this God. So this God is, let's call it an unknown territory, a supernatural territory. So this is the power that you would believe in when you want to accomplish things that are humanly not possible. Something that is beyond, something that is magic, something that is wonder. And that's what I call God. Something that has the utmost potential that you may not even know. You cannot quantify it. It's so big, it's so huge. You cannot put a number on it. That is the kind of God that I'm talking about. A God that is unconditional love. He's not the God, he or she is not the God who's conditional when it comes to the love that they are providing you. They are not discriminatory. They don't care who you are. They just love you, and they don't care, or he or she does not care what you have done. They still love you. Unconditional love. It's kind of like you as a kid having a dream, and then you go to your parent. If you had a really good parent who loves you and who trusts you with everything, you dare share your dream with this parent, and you say, okay, this is what I want. But if you had, I don't know, relatively bad parent, a parent who was dismissive, then you will not dare going and sharing this dream with this parent, because they are going to shame you, or they are going to discourage you, or whatever. But if you know that the parent was a parent who believes in all your dreams, who does not shame you, who does not judge you, and they only see the best in you, then you go and share it with them, and you have this really close relationship with this parent. It's the kind of relationship you can have with the God that I'm describing. So when you believe in such a God, the existence of something positively supernatural and loving, kind, wise, that you will go and communicate with this God. Just what do I mean by communicate? You don't have to sit and talk words, although we have all done that. But this is the kind of God. It's enough if you just acknowledge that there is magic, that there is a way out of everything, and it is possible to get what you want because something big is backing you up. That is the kind of God that I'm talking about. And that's the God kind of faith. When you know that someone big, someone who has such a big authority is backing you up, the way you roll, the way you do things is totally different. And that's the kind of God that I'm talking about. This God who has all the authority, and they just love you unconditionally, and they will back you up. They will forgive you in your mistakes. They will give you wisdom. They will impart you all the wisdom. They give you clarity. And you know what? This God gives you also the desires in your heart. And these desires come with the power to be fulfilled because it's done. The moment this desire occurred in your heart, it was already done because you know who gives it to you, the one who has all the potential, all the energy, all the power in this world and beyond. And this kind of faith is only for people who believe in something beyond the natural, something beyond the senses, something that is magical. You know, like Alice in Wonderland. Haven't we all watched these cartoons that explored this supernatural realm? Not the negative ones, I mean the positive ones. You take Cinderella, for example, or you even take Snow White, or anyone, any such fairy tale, or where the main character had a bit of faith in something supernatural, and the main character was so naive, and they wanted to land a prince, although they were just a maid or something. Why? They were able to hold on to their dreams because they had this faith which was in the territory of magic. They had this delusional faith, and I think that's the faith we all should have. And when you embrace the existence of this God whom you can rely upon, which you call faith, then I think the fears and the anxiety and this negative emotions you feel from all the negative news that you hear around the world, it subsides. It's just a drop in the ocean of love that you feel from God. And yeah, I think you have to experiment that. You have to experience it. Try sitting and thinking that how big this world is, how big this earth is, how big the sky is, and look at the horizon, look at the sunrise and sunset. They are all so magical. They are just happening automatically. They are just, we don't know the behind the scenes of all these happenings. They are magical. Scientifically, we can explain them, but how do they happen every day? That is a bit of magic in it. All these grand things have magic behind them. So, the desires we have, I don't think they are as grand as the sunset and the sunrise. They are just minuscule, they are small, our desires for this power that is operating all of this in this world. And I think that's why our focus, even if we are bombarded with all of this negative news, because most of us are not voluntarily going and looking for what's wrong with the world today, but we are just bombarded with this information. We sit with some friends and they start talking about the market or other politics, what's happening in politics, or something about someone, all in the negative direction. Even if you're not volunteering, I think it's unavoidable that you face these information unless you live under a rock or you are living in a cave somewhere in a neverland. But we are all getting these information are reaching us. So I think focusing on this God, having faith in this God, is the cure for all of this negative information that we are experiencing every day. And I think this this way of relying on something supernatural and positive will always elevate our moods and will keep us happy. And we will always expect better things. And I think it's also guiding us in a way to do, to take actions in a positive way. That's all I wanted to say.